Imagine waking up tomorrow feeling unstoppable, full of energy, clarity, and purpose, living a life where every step you take moves you closer to your dreams. Now imagine this: everything that has been holding you back, every fear, every doubt, every habit that keeps you stuck, simply losing its power over you. Today, right now, in this very moment, you have the chance to break free from the patterns that have been silently controlling your life. This isn't about wishful thinking or empty motivation, it's about real, actionable transformation. What I'm about to share with you will challenge the way you think, shake you out of old routines, and ignite a fire within you that refuses to be ignored. By the end of this speech, you won't just understand the keys to unlocking your energy and breaking old patterns, you'll feel them, you'll experience them, and you'll know exactly how to step into a version of yourself that you've only imagined until now. So I want you to stay with me, because what happens in the next few minutes has the power to change the course of your life forever. Most people go through life almost automatically, running the same routines, thinking the same thoughts, and responding to challenges in ways they've been conditioned to over years, even decades. These recurring behaviors, habits, and reactions are what we call patterns, and they can be incredibly powerful in shaping the trajectory of your life. Some patterns serve you, like daily exercise or practicing gratitude, but many others are hidden, limiting, and self-sabotaging, keeping you from reaching your full potential. The first step in breaking free is awareness. Until you are conscious of these patterns, you cannot change them. You might not even realize how often you react from old habits or old fears. These patterns can influence your relationships, your career, your health, and even your inner sense of fulfillment. When you observe your life with honesty and curiosity, you begin to notice repeated behaviors that no longer serve you. Awareness means looking at yourself without judgment. It means noticing the moments when you make decisions automatically, when you procrastinate, when you self-doubt, when you settle for less than you deserve. It requires a willingness to ask yourself tough questions. Why do I react this way? What belief is driving this choice? Am I living intentionally, or am I just following a script written long ago by others' expectations or my own fears? As you shine a light on these patterns, you also discover the triggers behind them, specific situations, emotions, or thoughts that consistently provoke the old responses. Once you see the pattern, you begin to recognize the opportunity for change. Awareness alone does not magically change behavior, but it creates the possibility for choice. Every moment in which you notice yourself slipping into an old pattern is a moment where you can decide differently. This awareness brings clarity and power because it shifts you from being a passive participant in your life to being an active creator. You start seeing the limitations that have been quietly dictating your life and understand how much of your energy has been unconsciously invested in repeating old, unproductive cycles. The more conscious you become, the easier it is to identify the habits, beliefs, and actions that align with the person you want to be. Awareness is like holding a mirror up to yourself in the clearest light, seeing not just the surface but the underlying currents shaping your behavior. It is the essential first step in unlocking the energy trapped in old patterns and redirecting it toward creating the life you truly desire. Energy is the most vital resource you have, yet so many people treat it like an unlimited commodity, taking it for granted until it runs dry. The quality of your energy directly shapes the quality of your life. When your energy is high, your mind is sharp, your focus is clear, and your body is ready to take on challenges. You feel motivated, inspired, and capable of achieving more than you thought possible. On the other hand, Low energy drains your ability to think clearly, clouds your judgment, and makes even simple tasks feel overwhelming. The truth is that energy is not just physical, it is a combination of mental, emotional, and spiritual vitality. It is the spark that drives action and fuels momentum. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but without energy, knowledge alone cannot produce results. Most people expend their energy on things that do not serve them, reacting to situations emotionally, worrying about the past or future, and staying stuck in mental loops that consume their vitality. Unlocking your energy requires conscious effort to manage it wisely and direct it toward what truly matters. It starts with awareness of how you feel throughout the day, noticing when your energy rises and falls, and understanding what triggers these fluctuations. Physical practices like movement, deep breathing, and proper nutrition provide the foundation, but mental and emotional energy are equally important. Positive focus, intentional thoughts, and cultivating empowering emotions amplify your energy, while negativity, doubt, and fear drain it. Energy is contagious. The state you bring into every interaction affects not only yourself but also the people around you. When you choose to step into a higher energy state, you become magnetic, inspiring action and creating momentum in all areas of life. Many people underestimate how much their energy determines the actions they take. High energy allows you to break free from procrastination, face challenges head-on, and make bold decisions. Low energy traps you in stagnation, keeping old habits in place and preventing growth. By treating your energy as a precious fuel source, you begin to see patterns of depletion and learn to replenish it strategically, ensuring that your mind, body, and emotions are aligned and optimized. Understanding that energy is the currency of achievement changes how you live, work, and relate to the world, creating the foundation for breaking old patterns and stepping into a more empowered version of yourself. Limiting beliefs are like invisible chains that quietly shape your life without you even realizing it. They are the stories you tell yourself about what you can and cannot do, who you are, and what you deserve. Most of these beliefs are formed early in life through experiences, societal conditioning, or the expectations of others, and over time, they become so ingrained that you accept them as absolute truths. These beliefs influence every choice you make, every action you take, and even the goals you set for yourself. They create invisible barriers that prevent you from stepping into your full potential and often keep you repeating old patterns, because your subconscious mind is programmed to stay within what feels safe and familiar. Breaking these limiting beliefs begins with awareness and questioning. You must first recognize the beliefs that are holding you back and then challenge their validity. Ask yourself, is this belief really true? Who told me this, and do I have evidence to support it? Does this belief serve me or limit me? This process is uncomfortable because it forces you to confront long-held assumptions and confront fears that you may have ignored or suppressed. Once you identify a limiting belief, it is essential to replace it with an empowering alternative that aligns with the person you want to become. Empowering beliefs are not wishful thinking, they are conscious, deliberate statements of possibility and action that guide your choices toward growth and expansion. Changing beliefs also requires repetition and reinforcement because your subconscious mind will resist new ways of thinking until they become familiar. Practices like visualization, affirmations, journaling, and surrounding yourself with supportive influences can accelerate this process. Breaking limiting beliefs is not just a mental exercise, it involves emotion, energy, and action. Every time you act in alignment with a new empowering belief, you reinforce it and weaken the old patterns. Over time, what once felt impossible becomes possible, what once felt limiting becomes liberating, and your decisions and actions begin to reflect a higher level of self-trust, confidence, and courage. When limiting beliefs are dismantled, the energy previously trapped in fear, doubt, or hesitation is released, allowing you to take bold action and move forward with clarity and unstoppable momentum. The process transforms not just your actions but your identity, enabling you to step into a life that was previously beyond your imagination. Immediate action is the bridge between knowing and becoming, between intention and transformation. Most people wait for the perfect moment to change, telling themselves that tomorrow, next week, or when conditions are just right, they will finally take the steps necessary to improve their lives. This mindset keeps them trapped in the same old patterns, because the perfect moment rarely exists. Action taken now, even if imperfect, generates momentum, creates energy, and produces results that simply thinking or planning cannot achieve. Every breakthrough begins with a decision followed by action. When you take decisive steps immediately, you bypass the mental resistance, fear, and procrastination that often hold you back. Momentum is created through movement, not thought, and once you start moving, your energy rises, your confidence builds, and clarity emerges. Waiting for certainty or external validation only strengthens old patterns because it reinforces the habit of delay and avoidance. Immediate action requires courage because it often involves stepping into discomfort, uncertainty, or the unknown. But it is precisely in these moments of discomfort that transformation occurs, because growth cannot happen within the boundaries of comfort. Action also rewires the mind. The more you act in alignment with your goals and values, the more your subconscious mind begins to accept new behaviors as possible and natural. Small, consistent actions compound over time into massive change, and even a single committed step today can set off a chain reaction that alters the trajectory of your life. Immediate action does not mean reckless impulsivity, it means intentional movement, guided by clarity, focus, and commitment. It means recognizing the power you hold in the present moment to shape your future and refusing to surrender that power to hesitation or doubt. The longer you wait, the more energy, time, and opportunity you lose. Action is the antidote to fear because fear is paralyzing only until you move through it. Every step taken, no matter how small, dismantles old patterns and builds new pathways in your mind, body, and energy. The act of doing creates feedback, learning, and adaptation that thinking alone cannot provide, and it signals to your entire system that you are ready for change. By consistently choosing immediate action, you break the cycle of delay, claim your power, and begin to live with urgency, purpose, and unstoppable momentum. Taking action now transforms hesitation into confidence, resistance into energy, and intention into measurable results. The mind and body are not separate, they are deeply interconnected, constantly influencing and shaping each other. Your physical state affects your thoughts, emotions, and energy, just as your mental state influences your physical performance and overall well-being. Most people underestimate the power of this connection, believing that change happens only on a mental or emotional level, but in reality, lasting transformation requires alignment of both mind and body. When your body is tired, sluggish, or tense, your mind struggles to think clearly, focus, or maintain motivation. Conversely, when you cultivate a strong, energized body through movement, posture, and breath control, your mental clarity, emotional resilience, and sense of possibility expand dramatically. Physical practices like exercise, stretching, deep breathing, and maintaining proper posture are not just about health, they are tools for unlocking energy and breaking old patterns. Simple actions such as standing tall, taking deep breaths, or moving your body intentionally can immediately shift your state, change your emotions, and influence your decisions. Your nervous system responds to physical cues, and by consciously activating it through movement or breath, you can override the habitual mental loops that keep you stuck. Similarly, mental practices such as visualization, focus, and positive self-talk directly impact the body, regulating energy, reducing stress, and increasing vitality. The mind-body connection also extends to emotional energy. Emotions are experienced physiologically, and unexpressed or suppressed emotions can manifest as tension, fatigue, or illness. Learning to recognize, release, and channel emotional energy effectively strengthens both mind and body, creating a state of balance, readiness, and resilience. By integrating mental, emotional, and physical awareness, you can intentionally choose the energy state you bring into every moment, every decision, and every interaction. The body becomes a feedback system, reflecting the quality of your thoughts and emotions, while your mind becomes more attuned, capable of making choices that support growth rather than perpetuate old patterns. This connection provides an immediate lever for change. By altering your physical state, you influence your mental and emotional state, which in turn empowers you to break free from habitual behaviors, limiting beliefs, and patterns that no longer serve you. When mind and body work in harmony, energy flows naturally, focus sharpens, confidence rises, and old limitations lose their grip, allowing you to operate from a place of power, clarity, and unstoppable momentum. It is through this alignment that you unlock hidden potential and create the foundation for sustainable transformation. Identity is the lens through which you see yourself and the world, and it fundamentally shapes your thoughts, behaviors, and results. Most people attempt change by focusing solely on habits or actions, but lasting transformation occurs when you shift who you believe you are at your core. Old patterns persist because they are tied to identity. The actions you take today are a reflection of the person you believe yourself to be. If you identify as someone who procrastinates, doubts, or avoids challenges, no amount of motivation or planning will permanently break those habits. True change requires redefining your identity, the internal story you tell yourself about what is possible, who you are, and what you are capable of achieving. This begins with self-awareness and honesty about the beliefs, labels, and roles you have internalized over time. It requires asking yourself questions such as, who do I need to become to live the life I desire? What qualities, values, and behaviors define that person? Am I currently living in alignment with that identity? Once you have a clear vision of the person you want to become, every decision and action can be aligned to reinforce that identity. Identity shift is not about pretending or forcing change superficially. It is about internalizing new beliefs and living them consistently until they become automatic. Every time you act in a way that reflects your new identity, you strengthen it and weaken the old patterns. This creates a powerful feedback loop. As your actions reflect your identity becomes more solidified, and the patterns that once held you back lose their grip. Small, deliberate choices taken consistently shape this process, because identity is constructed moment by moment through repeated behavior. Visualization, affirmations, and mindful reflection are tools that accelerate the shift, but action is the critical factor. Over time, your habits, responses, and decisions begin to flow naturally from your new sense of self, making old limitations irrelevant. This shift also transforms your energy and mindset. When you operate from an empowered identity, you feel confident, capable, and motivated, and opportunities that once seemed out of reach now appear within grasp. Identity shift is the ultimate key to breaking cycles, unlocking potential, and sustaining growth, because it ensures that your external change is supported by a deeper, internal transformation that aligns every part of your life with who you truly are and who you are becoming. Conclusion: imagine waking up tomorrow feeling unstoppable, full of energy, clarity, and purpose, living a life where every step you take moves you closer to your dreams. Now imagine this: everything that has been holding you back, every fear, every doubt, every habit that keeps you stuck, simply losing its power over you. Today, right now, in this very moment, you have the chance to break free from the patterns that have been silently controlling your life. This isn't about wishful thinking or empty motivation. It's about real, actionable transformation.